Big shout out to Costas88 for finding the longest in the last video. If you would like to be shouted out in the comments below, be the first to find the longest in this video and timestamp in the comments, and I will heart your comment and give you a shout out in the next video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this beginner's guide on how to make a deck. I think that the number one thing that I get asked every time somebody joins the Discord is how do I make a good deck and how do I play the game? So, today I'm going to be answering that question. What's bobbin' birds, the Bobber Eagles back in the nest, and welcome back to another Stormbound video. And in today's Stormbound video, we are going to be looking at how to build a deck. So this is going to be my beginner's guide into how to build a good deck. So, to start, I actually collected some tips from my Discord. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to pick a faction because it doesn't exactly matter which one you decide to choose. I'm just going to go Swarm because I think they're my most leveled faction. Now, here's what I got. So this comes from Green Alligator, a very trusted user in my Discord. He is a diamond player, so you know that he knows what he's talking about. So he says to have at least 3 units with 1 to 3 mana cost and movement. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here and pick out some with 1 to 3 mana cost. So, Gifted Recruits, obviously, he specifically mentions Green Prototype is good, and I would agree with that now, actually. I had to change my decree, but yeah, they're pretty good. So we're going to look for something else with movement, 1 to 3 with movement, and we are going to put in First Mutineer. So, that's all for that step. Now, the next thing that's important to do is to have a way to actually win, to actually kill your opponent. Now, a lot of times, I fall into this trap too, is that I'll make a deck that has a lot of buffs and basically plans on overwhelming my opponent, but I end up getting blocked by Winter Freeze or people stalling or something like that. So the idea is to have something that can just kill your opponent. So what we're going to do is, I think we're probably going to go with the strategy of having a very strong unit just run at the base. So we're going to put in our Veterans of War, and then we'll put in Joust Champions as well, just for good measure. So now, the next idea is that we fill in our cards with good things for support, things that, you know, maybe won't help us exactly kill our opponent, but they'll help us take more board presence. So I'm going to put in Fell Flares and Westwood Sailors. They're both good cards. They can attack in different directions and all that. So now we're going to go to our faction. Once you've built a good base with neutral, you can switch over to your faction and start using what they are good at. So our deck right now seems to be like a pretty speedy deck. So I'm going to put in things that kind of help that out. We're going to use Shady Ghoul, Mischiefs, because they're just really good at this point. I've got level 5. Let's see. And maybe we'll add one more win condition card. I'll put in Herald's Hymn. So now basically we got like 3 or 4 ways to win. We have Joust Champions, Veterans on the baseline, Herald's Hymn, and First Mutineer. So we got a bunch of cards that have the capacity to kill. So now let's just fill in our deck with some other things that can kind of just, you know, send around buffs and protect our units. We're going to put in Confinement to make sure that we don't get destroyed by a strong unit, and we'll put in Potion of Growth so we can charge up. So I'm just going to name this, I'll name this a beginner deck. So as you can see, we have lots of low cost cards with movement. And then we have a few of our niche cards up here, 6, 7, and 8 mana, that will help us kill our opponent. So we're going to hop into ranked 1 gold here and see how this works. If all goes well, it should be absolutely golden. I wonder if this is probably a real player, because there's no way a bot would be up here with only 13 strength. Okay, so obviously we have the advantage here with numbers, but that doesn't mean we have won the match at all. We can still totally lose. I'm going to put up our, I'll put up our green prototypes, and then I'll buff them up with Potion of Growth. So, just a good starting 10 strength. Obviously, when the green prototypes pop open, they'll spread out strength, but for now we got good efficiency on our mana right there. We got 10 strength and 10 strength out of a 4 mana turn, which is pretty good compared to his only 4 that he got. So, oh, Moonlit Eyrie. Okay. Now, maybe I should have actually put in an execution or something rather than confinement for structures for that case specifically. But in this early game, we're not in too much danger because of the fact that he only has 1 set of satyrs down, so we can just take him out. Then his Moonlit Eyrie will not get any effectiveness, and I'm going to defend the green prototypes, we'll gain 2 strength, so we'll basically just get exact return. And now his Moonlit AoE can't do anything. And then on our next turn, if he doesn't cover it up, then we'll use Fell Flares to break his AoE. So as you can already see, our early cards that we decided to put in are already being extremely effective. So we got our movement, we've managed to take out his guys, and we've managed to already push out with some pretty strong units. So he failed to protect his AoE. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to replace the Joust Champions. I'll just go with the Fell Flares. Obviously not the best use of mana, but we got rid of his structure, which is pretty important when you're playing against a Swarm, or any sort of synergy deck for that matter. Like if you're playing against Winter, you want to get rid of those, what's it called, Frozen Cores, as soon as you can, and, you know, all sorts of things like that. So, this is going pretty well for us, actually. Ooh, we could deal 9 damage to him right now, but I think I'll hold off on that. Let's just put in Veterans of War up on his baseline and freak him out. So this is putting him in a very difficult spot. His only options are to basically take out our veterans, because otherwise he's dead. Let's see what he does. Fell Flares? Okay, so he's reduced some damage, but looks like it's not going to be enough, because I still have a ton of damage that's going to be running into his base. Oh, did he manage to protect himself? Oh, not quite. We did exactly 13 damage. And guess what? Even if he did survive, we had Herald him and the Mischiefs as win conditions. So, as you can see, that deck is pretty good. We steamrolled that guy. Although he only had 13 base health, you can understand how these basic principles can help you make a really good deck. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go into another match, because that one was pretty quick. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get somebody who's equal base strength to me, so we can have a better understanding of how it works with level comparisons. Okay, 17. Good. Alright, we're up against Pipicom. He's probably a pretty good player. So, you guys are going to see how the levels will end up matching up. He does have a Winter deck, so I'm guessing he's probably Winter Stall. That seems to be the status quo here for Winter decks nowadays. And if I see level 5 Rock Workers, I'm flipping my desk. Ooh, an Execution. Level 5. Okay. So this guy definitely has some pretty strong cards. Ooh, luckily we pushed up. That's good. Let's just freak him out. We'll put Gifted Recruits up, and then we'll Potion of Growth the outside card. Alright, let's see what happens. He definitely has some defending to do. And if he doesn't have the right cards, then this will definitely work out in our favor. Even if he's got level 5 Rock Workers, he still can't protect himself from all the damage. Okay, Confinement. Good card. Glad we know that he has that, because now our Veterans of War are basically safe to do whatever they want if he can't protect against them. Easy 6 damage. What should we do next? I'm thinking green prototypes, and hopefully our first Mutineer does not replace our veterans. Nice. Okay, that's exactly what we were looking for. So now if he doesn't manage to clear out all of our guys all the way, then we can just spawn our veterans on the baseline, and he'll have a very difficult time getting through. Okay, Victors, that's good. Our green prototypes are still safe. He is going to gain a lot of strength off of them. He's going to gain 4, which is a little threatening, but not the worst thing. And now let's just apply pressure. Let's see what he does against these veterans, because he used his confinement very recently, so I'm not super worried about that. On our next turn, if he manages to defend this all the way, he's going to have to do 9 damage to them, by the way, which is quite a bit. If he manages to defend against them, ooh, he might be able to get away with it. Okay, that was a very good play on his part. We only managed to get off 1 damage. Unfortunate. But guess what? We have win condition in our back pocket. Handshake. Boom. Joust Champions into the base. Easy. See? All you have to do is follow those principles on how to make a deck, and then you're set. Like, it's pretty simple. I mean, obviously, if you want to have fun and mess around with, like, big Klaxi synergies and Kindred's Grace, that's pretty cool. But if you just use this, if you use a basic deck with some pretty basic principles, lots of neutral cards, only a few fetch, and go, oh my gosh, level 20. Okay, let's see. This is the ultimate test. If we can beat a level... Alright, that doesn't count. Okay, so that's my beginner's guide on how to make a deck. Remember, you need to have at least 3 1-3 mana cards with movement, a win condition, and preferably several ways to cycle your cards and kind of have a healthy deck rotation. That is the recipe for success with decks. As you saw, I made that deck like right here with no testing or anything like that, and it worked pretty darn well. We got 4 wins, including the surrender. We got 3 wins against real opponents in the Gold 1 and Platinum 5, so pretty high up there. We're not fighting silver or bronze players, and you can see it works pretty well. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. I always love to read your comments. I do read all of them, believe it or not. Yeah, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like. It'd be cool if you leave a comment, and it would be super if you'd subscribe. See you guys next time.